name's FloDarese. I got it from one of my ex-girlfriend's moms. She thought that I should be named FloDarese because my name was Darice and I could flow. I've been writing since maybe third grade. I've always been into writing, always been into music. I think I wrote my first rap in third grade, and I just never stopped writing since then. Most definitely. Poetry, spoken word, even sing a little bit. It all kind of comes together. I don't think there's one way to do it. I think I like to combine it all depending on how I feel. Whew. So definitely got to start off with the musicians. Andre 3000. That guy's genius. He actually helped me open up and realize it's okay to be me, regardless of how different my idea about things are. And kind of helped me break the barrier. You know, a lot of rappers feel like they just gotta rap. Singers feel like they just gotta sing. He helped me with that. Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Currency, Flood, local, anybody with some real substance, you know what I'm saying? I love that. A real story and a different way to go about telling it, it means everything. As far as non-musicians, my mom, as a single parent, when I was coming up, she handled a lot, and she did it like a champ. So my mom inspired me every day. My dad does too. His inspiration came a tad bit different. He kind of taught me some things that I could use, but he also taught me the things that I know I didn't want to use. So I'm still grateful for that as well. And just my friends and my family. Everybody got something to teach you. I was really just going for honest. I wanted it to be something sincere, and I wanted it to kind of push towards talking about things that were really important. The sonics behind it really just kind of came about as we were going. I had two awesome producers, Doja Burner and Cheese Music. They kind of had some tracks to the side. Some of them I had made. To describe the sound, I would say is smooth. It's authentic, but it's sharp. I still had that lyrical display so you can feel comfortable and still be intrigued in the mind. Most definitely. This is my first album, so a lot of things were difficult about it. One, I'm broke. Money was hard. Networking helped a lot with that. I was surrounded by a lot of great people and experiences that helped me get a lot of what I had to help finish the project. But being intentional without putting a cage on myself was really hard too, because I know what direction I wanted to go in, but I didn't want to be like, okay, it's gotta be this. I still wanted to allow myself creative freedom, and I think finding that balance was a bit of a challenge. Peaceful. Um, despite despite being an artist, I'm horrible at communication. So music is literally my most effective way in communicating. So to be able to put my life, my story, and how I really feel and what I really think in a song and it still sound entertaining, it meant a lot. I go back and play that to be proud of it, but also to help me get through those times. So yeah, man, it was everything. It was definitely gonna keep doing it. First off, Seismic Media, that guy is a genius. Um, he really made the whole experience. Yeah, he hit me up. He hit me up mid-project. He was just like, "Hey, you got anything you working on?" And I sent him like, I think I sent him Elephants. I had just finished doing that. I think I just finished recording Been Around. And I think Lanes. I sent him those three and he was like, "Yeah, I want to do this." And I was like, "Okay, first off, I'm broke." I like to be honest about it. And he was like, "Nah, man, we can get to that later. I'm not gonna be out here working for free, but I want to work with somebody who got some passion in their work. And that's something I believe in for myself." So he wrote up the script, chose out some locations, and it was everything. I had a blast. I think we shot for about 5 hours. About 5 hours that day. I had some dope friends came through, you know what I'm saying? Flood came through, Camden Star came through, and we just had a ball. It was everything. Ciara English. When I say Ciara is the truth with the painting, that was probably my favorite investment. I think she did that for like $200, and turnaround time was maybe a week. I sent her a side shot of myself, and she already had a few. She already had a few paintings that had elephants. And it's crazy. I actually met her before the project was even conceived, and I was like, man, I should get a painting. Shout out to Mr. Fluid for that as well, because that's why I got the idea to do a painting instead of just doing like a photo shoot or, a regular cover. Ciara English was, definitely, yes, excellent. Most definitely. So for this album, because it was my first project altogether, it was really important to me to set the tone in many ways. And one of the things that was part of that was not having features. I wanted to prove that I can do a whole project by myself, and then not, so I don't need to be reliant on features, but I love working with people. So had to get a female voice. Imani of Free Thinkers was the voice. She was heard on Corruptions. She came through and she smashed it. It's crazy because I remember the writing process for that song. My part was already written. It was initially a poem. Like I said, I like poetry. That's literally all my 2 verses were. It was one poem, and I was like, I'm gonna break it up. And I was like, okay, cool. I need somebody who can help bring that relaxing, subtle balance. Heard her sing. I was like, you want to feature on this song? Her first verse, she ain't care for it, and I think we kind of fell off for like a few weeks. Just kind of fell out of communication. And I booked the studio session. I was like, okay, look, you can come to the session and write. She was like, I got it. Hit the studio session. She nailed it. I was like, yo, Imani, you're the truth. But I'll say it again, you're the truth. When it comes to favorites, okay, so No Love has to be my favorite. It's gotta be my favorite, simply because I opened up after a real hard time. Last year, my girlfriend died in December, and that was literally the whole conception for that song. And I think that was the best way that I could have communicated how I was feeling. I think when you talk to your friends and your family about serious things, it's hard to say everything that you're thinking because you're concerned about how it's gonna sound. And anybody know me know I don't really believe in the whole counselor thing. So No Love was my counseling. So that's gonna be my favorite song. Afterwards, I would say Been Around. Simply because creatively, It's like I got out the box. And Cheese, man, Cheese. Let me hear that track. I was like, "What you doing with that beat?" And he was like, "Nothing." It's like, bro, I promise, man, I got this. I wrote the concept for Been Around maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Never had it finished. I literally just had the chorus, and that's how it is with some of the music that y'all gonna start to hear. I come up with the concepts, but at the time I might not be mature enough to finish it. So later, I might hear something and it resonate, bam. So artists, if you ever have a question, it's a time thing, but you don't have to be in a rush. Like, you can drop it when it's right. But corruption is like, corruption is that vibe. You with your significant other, y'all just chilling, nighttime, stars out, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe the stars not out, moon out. Corruption to get it done for you, I'm telling you. 2020. Now that I have my first project out, definitely ready to just kind of flood. I want to be able to be somebody you can be a fan of. One project's great, 7 songs is great, but I still feel like I need to drop more. So I'm definitely increasing the inventory in 2020. I have about 4 projects I'm working on currently with various artists. Hopefully all of them are dropping next year, but I also want to get into traveling. Definitely want to get into traveling and just building my fan base. Ideas coming up for the next project, and the campaigning, it's gonna be on the way. So, depends on how long, cause I won't lie, I have an awesome fan base. It's definitely still growing, still in its beginning stages, but a lot of my fan base are childhood friends, middle, high school. So my newer fans who didn't have the opportunity to grow up with me probably don't know that I moved to Massachusetts when I was younger, and that influenced me in general. So when people hear me talk, they're like, "You don't sound like you're from here." I moved to Massachusetts. That's what did it. I also know my way around the kitchen. And I don't know what else. There's just entirely too much. I want them to get that chance to get to know me, though, so we're going to make that happen. Hip hop, I guess a message for anybody in hip hop. It's cool. It's cool to be you. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be whatever you want to be. You don't have to conform to nothing. And it's fine to keep your integrity. Understand that everybody's not going to get down with you the way you want. You're not always going to get the outcome that you want, but remember why you do it. Stay true to that part. Everything else works itself out. Literally. I appreciate everybody that's a fan this far. And man, 2020 it's about to be up. It's about to be disgusting. See y'all later. Military green cloth Pumas with the hose, cause I came to make you feel the flow and not present the clothes. $1 million aura, $1 billion morals. Middle class now, but I remember I was poor. This is Mr. T's, taped up shoes at the interview when fame and fortune run into you, let humbleness into you. I just came as I am, like it's church. I put the focus on myself and made it work. No need forgiveness in your business, seeking interest when conditions that we live in be the reason that we get it. But the captions on the Insta hold us captive to the interest that 100,000 likes should be the life that we should live in. Or never go against your brains and roars just to gain supporters. I seen what ways made the fakers drown in the lamest waters. Society can disfigure figures that came in order. You disconnect from the matrix or face attaining order.